Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Hello. Hello and welcome to the Heat Army podcast stream this afternoon. We are providing full match commentary on Gateshead vs Alfreton Town, and we are sat here in the Tyne and Wear stand just watching people come in as the teams have just went down the tunnel for their final instructions and to get their scripts on ready for the start of the game. Thank you very much for joining us. It is fully live, fully interactive, and we would love to hear where you're listening from in the world. If you couldn't make it down to Gateshead International Stadium today, please do message in. We'll put the messages up on the screen throughout the commentary, and it'll be great to hear from you and see how you're doing. And if you are recovering from any illnesses, we hope that you make a speedy recovery and are back here at Gateshead International Stadium with us very, very soon. A little bit of housekeeping. If you are interested in seeing the Gary Mills talking, we had him on the Heat Army podcast just a couple of weeks ago, and the rearranged talking is at Gateshead Masonic Hall on November the 21st. There is still tickets available, but not many, so you might want to get your ticket ordered. It's £25, and you do get a copy of the great man's autobiography as well. And as I say, I'm sure you'll get to have a photo of Gary Mills there as well. He's a very approachable man, and it should be a fantastic afternoon and a celebration and go down memory lane with Gary. And I believe Graham Wood is going to be there as well, and hosted by BBC Radio Newcastle's Matthew Raisbeck. So why don't you get your tickets booked? Go on the Gateshead website, go on social media, you'll get links to go and see where you can buy your tickets. We've got a message from Craig Hilton. This will come on Gateshead. Good luck, lads. Well, thank you very much for sending in the message. I think we've got the ball boys out there. I did hear the name before we came on air. It escapes me now. But we'll get there. I think it's Lowfell Juniors, actually, that's out there at the moment. So they'll be doing the ball boy duties around the stadium track this afternoon and keeping the ball in play. Also, as well, you may have noticed that there has been an FA Cup draw since last week, and Gateshead have a replay on Tuesday night. And what an incentive both teams have got now. At home to Charlton Athletic will be either Altrincham or Gateshead, and that game will be televised on November the 3rd, ITV. So we'll see, we hopefully have Gateshead Stadium under the lights on the TV cameras and reaching out to the country, and who knows, maybe even getting through to the third round, but we can dream. But there's a very important game on Tuesday, and if you do want to go down to Altrincham, I believe the Gateshead away travel, the Gateshead Soul, they have 3 seats left, I believe I'd have seen on Twitter before. £25 a ticket. So if you follow the Gateshead Soul or Gateshead FC Away Travel on Twitter or Facebook, you can message that. And if you fancy going down and supporting the lads on that, it should be an amazing game. It's going to be hard fought. There's a lot at stake. They're calling it the £100,000 game, and well, they say it's a great opportunity for Gateshead to get themselves money in the bank and a bit of recognition in the northeast as well. We do have let's have a look. Roger Eady has sent us a message. Was this with no keeper on the bench, just like the Gary Mills days? Well, yeah, I'll tell you the Gateshead team at the moment, and we've got a message from Sean Parry. He's put, good luck, lads. Let's bring the points home. Let's hopefully we do. This is how Gateshead line up this afternoon. Nearly said this morning. Jacob Chapman in goal. Ryan Womble gets a start today. Alex Nicholson, Lewis Story, Matty Jacob, Jack Hunter is also in the starting lineup. Owen Bailey, Macaulay Langstaff, Adam Campbell, Greg Ollie, your captain, and Kedwin Scott make up the starting lineup. And on the bench, it is Dan Ward. Luke Williams returns to action as well after his suspension and his broken foot, but he is back. And Connor Panny, the youngster, makes up the three on the bench for Gateshead. So not that much strength and depth on the bench at the moment. Maybe some players rested for the FA Cup tie, but still a very strong starting lineup put out by Gateshead this afternoon. And going through the Alfreton Town lineup is George Willis, Josh Claxton, Danny Preston, Connor Branson. The captain is Dominic Smith, Dwayne Wiley, Dale Southern, Rob Evans, Matt Reed, Bailey Hobson, and Yusuf Cisse is got my words all mixed up there. Apologies. It is completes the lineup. On the bench is Elliot Reeves, Alfie Smith Eccles, Adam Lund, and Bobby Johnson. And just down in front of us here, just paint the picture. The ball boys are getting the checky flags out, which I think is a great addition to the match day experience here. It feels partisan, should we say. The flags are going. There isn't any flares going off, but it does create a good look down here in front of the stand on a match day. And we've just got Paul Blackett and Elliot Forbes. They've just been out to the bench there to talk and with some of the ball boys there, which is nice to see. And we are probably about 10 minutes away from kickoff. The utilita flag is the banner is being placed out on the pitch as well. And we thank all of, obviously we are not an official club commentary or a club partner, but we work closely with the club. And as fans, we'd like to thank all of the matchday sponsors and club sponsors this season. The utilita, this powering British football, as it says on the banner in front of us. And just good looking across the stand, just give a special mention. Modular, they're out there. There's Fuchs, there is Nuffield Health, Gateshead Simple Taxis, Wow Hydrate, Dixon's, the Team Valley Group, and we've got Kobe, the hairdressers, and a special mention as well to Tony Carter and his company, Carter Express Haulage. Is it's his 50th birthday. He was 50 yesterday, so happy birthday, Tony. I believe he's away in Belfast this weekend, so we hope he's having a lovely time and maybe listening in to say hopefully get 3 points on his birthday weekend. So keep them messages coming in, fully interactive, what this show is, and that's what we want to do here. I don't have anyone with me just yet. We were hoping to get one of the players that isn't involved today, but we haven't heard anything back. But needless to say, you won't miss a kick with us here. And also as well, you may have noticed we are only broadcasting on Facebook and on YouTube because we have noticed that when we've had a stream going out on Twitter, although it goes out perfectly well, if anyone wants to comment, we are not getting those messages for some reason on the chat facility. So we're only putting it out in the two destinations from now on. So it's only on YouTube and on Facebook. And someone who asked if they wanted to do co-commentary today was Charlotte Potts. But come on, the lads. So nice to have Charlotte listening to us. She's here in spirit. And we wish Sunderland ladies all the best for their game this weekend down in London. So, so we say the Gateshead fans are starting to get in good voice here. BBC Newcastle's Paul Dixon is just walking past. He's looking good and he's excited for this. And I believe BBC Newcastle are going to be doing the coverage on Tuesday for the FA Cup replay. We had hoped to be going down ourselves, but just not possible this week. But who's to say? A good substitute, BBC Radio Newcastle. They'll do a good job in our absence. But yeah, it's a fantastic coverage, and let's say how excited was everybody when they had the FA Cup draw on Monday night. A little bit delayed because the game was delayed. That was on before it. A little bit late to have the FA Cup draw after nearly 10 o'clock, or just after 10, I think it was. And Gateshead got Charlton Athletic at home, or Altrincham have Charlton Athletic at home. So it brings that FA Cup replay on Tuesday night. Makes it very important, makes it extra tasty. There's a big carrot at the end of that, for both teams to try and nibble on and get through. And say the £100,000 game it's being called, and both clubs would certainly not turn that down. And also as well, who knows, the opportunity of a giant killing as well in the third round beckons for either team if they're able to get through. We've got Joseph Manning is put, hi Dave mate, how are you doing? Hopefully a 2-0 win. Well, hopefully it is a 2-0 win. You might be able to hear behind me, the Gateshead fans are in fine voice. The Tyne and Wear stand is starting to fill up now. It's filled up, let's say, a little bit later than normally. The last few games, it's been filled up pretty quick. So it's been all right. So who knows? I don't know if Paul Dixon's working, but if he wants to join me on the mic, he certainly can. I'll ask him. But we're just going to play a message from our sponsors. We'll be back very, very soon when the teams come out. So it's good to like. Oh, that's spot on. Well, we're back now. The teams were waiting for them to come back out. I'll ask Paul Dixon if he fancies jumping on the mic. It's up to you, but he's here. But let's say, hope he'll bring you the game as Alfreton are the first team to appear onto the pitch. They come out and applaud the fans on the far end of the Tyne and Wear stand. And Alfreton make their way out in a light blue strip with dark blue sleeves and shorts and yellow socks. And we await your Gateshead side to come out here at Gateshead International Stadium, and we'll go through the teams very, very shortly. In fact, I'll go through the Alfreton side now. It is George Willis in goal, Josh Claxton, Danny Preston, Connor Branson, Dominic Smith, Dwayne Wiley, Dale Southern, Rob Evans, Matt Reed, Bailey Hobson and Yusuf Cisse. And we await the Gateshead team to come out. And on the bench for Alfreton, it is Elliot Reeves, Alfie Smith Eccles, Adam Lund and Bobby Johnson. And well, the scene is set. You won't miss a kick here on the Heed Army podcast, and hopefully there is plenty of goals. Well, Greg Ollie leads his side out here. So a good round of applause from the Tyne and Wear stand. He's wearing that number 10 shirt with the captain's armband as the players grace the turf here at Gateshead International Stadium. And this is how your Gateshead side line up today. Jacob Chapman in goal, Ryan Womble, Alex Nicholson, Lewis Story, Matty Jacob, Jack Hunter, Owen Bailey, Macaulay Langstaff, Adam Campbell, the captain Greg Ollie, and number 19 is Kedwin Scott. On the bench, Dan Ward, Luke Williams, and Connor Panny. So, Gateshead in their checky black and white shirts, black shorts, white socks. And, well, the scene is set, as I said before. And we wait the referee to get the two captains together. I'm going to do the coin toss here. We'll let you know which way we are going to be shooting here. And, well, it's a mild day here for November. And it's perfect for football. And the way Gateshead have been playing this season, there's definitely going to be goals in it. I know what you're thinking at home. Famous last words, 0-0 draw. But hopefully I'm wrong. Yeah, so it's but we're hopefully got a few messages here. So let's have a little look about. Rightio, we've got looking forward to Tuesday, then hopefully December the 3rd. It would be amazing. Alan Guest, thank you very much for your message. Gordon Mannon has put, how you doing? Hopefully a 2-0 win. Well, we're having a minute's silence here. There we go, magnificently observed. A minute's silence there. And, well, Gateshead are going to be shooting towards the Felon End, and Alfreton are going to be shooting towards the River Tyne here at Gateshead International Stadium. And, well, so saying before there, before we realised there was a minute's silence, it just crept up on us there, that it is a perfect afternoon for it. It's mild here. There is barely any wind, which I know you're probably in amazement that Gateshead Stadium, there's no wind. But here we are, and Gateshead are about to kick off here, shooting from left to right. We just wait for Jacob Chapman with his massive towel as he goes over towards his goal there, has a quick drink of water, and we are nearly ready to get underway here for this National League North action. One or two former Gateshead players knocking about. We've seen Steve Preen in the stand today, which is great to see. Fantastic goal scorer from, we'll not say too many years ago. Well, we've kicked off and Jacob Chapman has the ball at his feet. Pumps the ball out to the left wing there. It's trying to be nodded on there by Jacob, where it goes out for a throw into Gateshead. And passes it all the way back into his own half to Lewis Story, who can carry the ball forward himself. Picks out Owen Bailey in the centre circle, plays it off to Nicholson, who's playing back in the centre-back position. Out it goes to Jack Hunter, back in the side today after his injury-plagued start to the season. And now Nicholson plays on the inside there, didn't pick out a teammate, and now Alfreton can try and bring the ball forward. On the overlap here was Cisse, and well, he's still going, and nicely intercepted by Gateshead, and he can mop up at the back and pass it out to Owen Bailey, who's dropped deep. Passed it out to Nicholson, who has to play it down the line. Langstaff comes back to try and get it, but it's going to go out of play level with the corner of the box down here on the left-hand side. So Alfreton, let's see, we haven't mentioned it yet, but Matt Reid is a man mountain, and he'll definitely be a target for balls into the box. The CC takes it in dead ball line, crosses it in, but it was already going out when he crossed it, and that is a goal kick to Gateshead. Well, fans still making their way into the Tyne-and-Wear stand here. Hopefully another 1,000+ crowd. As Chapman lays it off to Nicholson. Plays it across to Story. Story carries the ball forward 5 yards. Ollie shows and passes it back to Story. Story now gives it across the defence to Nicholson, who looks up for the run of Langstaff, who held his line, keeps the ball in. He's down towards the corner flag, plays it along for Womble to try and keep it in, plays it across, and the ball went out of play. It must have been very close, but that was good running from the youngster Womble. Just a few millimetres of the ball went over too much, judged to have been out. Goal kick to Alfreton. Three minutes gone. Gateshead have already had the ball crossed into the box, but sadly had one out of play. Once again, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. We never take it for granted, and we'd like to thank everyone that joined us last week as well. Considering there was 4 commentary services last week, our numbers went up. So a big thank you. As Reid nods the ball down now, it's going to be a shot from the edge of the box. It was number 7. It was Dale Southwell. Or Southwell. He got the ball to his feet and didn't get much power on it. It was easy for Chapman to just dive down and collect the ball as the ball goes out to play for a Gateshead throw. Cisse had closed down Womble. The ball deflected off him just in front of the Alfreton dugout. There's the floodlights come on here at the stadium as well. They're all getting a little bit brighter now. Nicholson pumps the ball over the top, looking for the run of Langstaff, and nearly some miscommunication between the Alfreton defender and goalkeeper. It's been nodded on by Cisse, nodded forward. Bit of head tennis at the moment as Jack Hunter manages to win the header, but only picked out the blue shirt, and now Nicholson just sees that ball through and turns. He's not under any pressure, so he can carry this ball forward. Plays it out to Owen Bailey. And it does look as though Gateshead are playing with 5 at the back here at the moment. Looks like Bailey's playing in defence. As Nicholson nods it towards Hunter. Hunter nods it back down to Nicholson. Good play from Gateshead as the ball's played down the channel there, but out it goes for a throw-in. So Gateshead playing a different formation to what they've been doing in recent weeks. with Jack Hunter and Owen Bailey just sitting in front of that back three, allowing the wing backs to get a bit further forward. Well, Preston with the ball in his hands, throws it down the line, looking for Reid, who nods it on to Cisse, who, does he keep it in? No, the ball goes out and it's a goal kick. He's been involved in a fair bit so far, Cisse, number 11. Well, Hunter plays it to Nicholson. Nicholson looks up under pressure and plays it into Hunter. Hunter across to Story. Story can now bring the ball forward. Passed it out to Owen Bailey, who sees the run of Campbell, but he's going to be offside here. He was off by a good 5 to 10 yards there by the time the ball was played. And it will be a free kick to Alfreton. Remember, fully interactive. You can send us messages here where you're listening from in the world. We'd love to know. And how excited are you for the replay on Tuesday night? People still making their way into Gateshead Stadium here. There was some roadworks outside, actually. The road leading up towards the Old Fold is blocked, so maybe that has delayed some people getting into the ground. I know it diverted me an extra 10 minutes. It's the ball. Free kick is taken up. Nicholson gets beaten in the air nearly by Reid, who is just an absolute monster in the air. And Alfreton played all the way back to the keeper, who has to pass out to Preston. And, well, if that wasn't the high feet there, it looked like Langstaff did pull out of that. Now, there's a little bit of afters here with number 4. That is Connor Branson. He wants to have a word here with Macaulay Langstaff. Now, the linesman's seen everything here. Are we going to see anything? He's having a word with Branson. Then he said, let's put 3 points today, lads. And pay V20s, but no side kick today. No, unfortunately not. So you just stuck with my dulcet tones here today. Branson's still getting a talking to here. He wasn't carded, but he was given a stern telling off, as Alfreton are committing a lot of people forward here for this. Everybody bar Branson, the goalkeeper, in the Gateshead half for this free kick. As the ball is pumped up towards the edge of the box, looking for Reid. Reid wins the header, and the offside flag goes up there, and it's a free kick to Gateshead. We've got a message from Dave Edwards. He's put, listening from Ilkley today. It's my mate has his 2 children. First time watching the Heat today, so hopefully we can get a win for them. Well, fingers crossed. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? As Nicholson receives the ball, plays it across the defence to Story. Pumps the ball over the top for the run of Campbell, and Campbell's going to get past his man. Can he control it? He can. He needs some support, though. He gets it back to Ollie. Ollie looks up. Can he pick out a teammate? Puts it into the centre. Langstaff! Oh, he just couldn't direct it goalwards, and it looks like the defensive head got up there. It's a corner. Nice vision there. Lovely cross into the box. And the defender, I can see the initial thoughts there. It looked like Langstaff had put it wide, but the defender must have just got in front of him. And Ollie comes across here. 9 minutes gone, 0-0. And Ollie is going to take this corner. Gateshead leaving 3 men back on the halfway line. Stop the counter-attack. Cisse is up there as well. But the ball comes into the box. It's a deep one. It's been nodded across by Reid. And it's going to be able to be kept in. It has. It's been played down the line. Well, the ball went out, so it's a throw into Gateshead about 10 yards from the corner flag. Although it's been quickly taken about 20 yards from where it was and wasted, and now it's a throw into Alfreton. Well, we just wait for Alfreton to take this throw. It's thrown down the right wing there. It's been nodded back by, there's a push in the back by on a Gateshead player there. And it's a free kick to Gateshead. As Ryan Womble comes across, hugging the touchline on this near side, hoping for the ball to come across as it makes its way to Chapman on the edge of his box. Now with Nicholson. Gateshead wing backs really trying to get involved in the lovely bended run there by Kedwin Scott, but the ball just wasn't going in his direction as the keeper comes to collect that on the edge of his box with ease. Well, the opening exchanges have been quite pleasant to watch so far. Some nice passing football, but they go along. Alfreton again. Reid wins the header, tries to get it to CC, lays it off. Shot from number 10, deflected out, and that's going to be a corner. And well, I say Bailey Hobson there didn't strike it clean. He took a deflection. Out it goes. Well, you've got to say when you've got someone like Matt Reid on your side, you've got to utilise his height and strength, and any set piece is always going to be a massive danger for the Gateshead defence here. As the ball is whipped in, and it's when a grass cutter wasted and intercepted by Campbell. Can he open up and bring the ball forward? Has to check his run, plays it across. Lovely ball to Kedwin Scott. He's got a player on the inside, goes for the shot himself, saved by the keeper. Owen Bailey was tanking to get up there. It's a corner, and that was defence into attack. Very, very fast, and that was lovely stuff. Kedwin Scott didn't have many options there. He had to go for goal, and he made the goalkeeper work. And that sprung the Gateshead fans into life even more. Not that they needed it. As Greg Ollie makes his way up to the far side to put this one into the danger zone. A lot of players on the edge of the box. This one's going to be a whipped in ball, this one. No, it's a short corner again. Now back to Ollie. Can he put it into the box? Hunter brings it down. Back to Ollie, who's on the far side of the box. Put a grass cutter in. Keeper gets it. And, well, at first I thought that was the keeper's still down. Now he's getting up. He was motionless there for a second. He's nothing wrong with him now. He's all right. Still people making their way into the Tyne-and-Wear stand. As the ball is cleared up the pitch by Willis. Stories there just to lay it down to Ollie. Ollie plays it down no channel there for Kedwin Scott, but the ball bounces out to play for a throw-in on the far side. Now, just inside the Gateshead half is where the throw is on the far side there. So it's nodded back up towards the thrower who put it in. Now it's bouncing into the box and Chapman just plucks it out there. He was under pressure from CC. In his familiar bright pink strip this season, Jacob Chapman. He blasts that ball out towards Matty Jacob on the left-hand side, and just the ball bounced away from him, but Matty Jacob had just got away from his marker there. And if you're just joining us, we've seen there's quite a few listeners join us. It's 14 minutes gone. Gateshead 0, Alfreton 0 so far. As Gateshead playing well at the moment. As Campbell brings it down, loses out, and now it's been cleared by Alfreton up the top towards Reid, who wins the header, nods it on forward, but it goes all the way through to Chapman. Alex Nicholson brings the ball forward, plays it out to Womble. Womble's tackled there by CC, got the ball, and it's Jack Hunter sees it all the way back to Chapman. Chapman plays it along the ground in the middle. Kedwin Scott comes deep, lays it out to Nicholson, back to Hunter. Bit of pressure applied by Alfreton here. And Gateshead's clearance was intercepted by a blue shirt. Now it's on the right-hand side. Can it be crossed into the box down to the dead ball line? It's a grass cutter there. Reid, it just screwed on it. Wouldn't sit up for him. It's been cleared now. Appeals for a penalty as a player's down holding his head in the box. And now Kedwin Scott drops deep to get the ball, plays it out to Macaulay Langstaff, who tried to control the ball. Out it goes, just on the halfway line, just in front of us. Well, Danny Preston is going to take the throw here. Cisse shows for him. Decides to play it to Branson, who's just on the inside of him there. Now it's played all the way back to Willis in the Alfreton goal. As Matt Reid brings the ball down, lays it off to an Alfreton player who plays over the top for Cisse to run onto. He's got past Womble. Womble's going to have to be careful. And he's having to twist and turn Cisse. He's got his back to goal at the minute on the edge of the box and put a grass cut of a cross in and didn't really get anybody. And Nicholson can just control it and get it to Story. And we're seeing pressure here. And now it's a free kick here. And Gateshead were made into making a mistake here by the pressure of Alfreton. In the last few minutes, Alfreton have been, anytime there's a Gateshead player on the ball inside their own half, they've been applying pressure as soon as they have the ball at the feet. But here's a free kick in a very dangerous situation. It is Dale Southwell standing over it, as is Cisse. It's about 20 yards out. It's right of the D by about probably 8-10 yards. It's a very dangerous place, this one. But he's standing over right footed here is Southwell. He's going to bend this one in. He tries to hits the wall, try to bend it over, gets a second crack at it, and it deflects out for a corner. Well, Gateshead are very happy to play out from the back, but when the pressure comes, you just feel they need to clear it a little bit higher up the pitch. They played themselves into trouble and giving away that free kick there. And now there's a corner on the far side. This ball comes in, aims towards Reid. Reid wins the header and it's headed clear. And I think Cisse and I think it might be Owen Bailey have clattered heads during that scramble to get the ball away. And both the physios are coming on. Both players holding their heads, lying down inside the 6-yard box. Cisse is sitting up now. I'm just waiting to see if Owen Bailey is going to be okay. Mike Williamson and Ian Watson are giving instructions to Kedwin Scott and Ryan Womble. Both players still down on the pitch at the moment as Owen Bailey gets up onto his knees. I certainly hope he hasn't got an injury because he's been an integral part of Gateshead's midfield and playing in defence at the moment. I tell you, it isn't Owen Bailey, sorry. I think it's Macaulay Langstaff, actually. After I'd been saying it was Owen Bailey, I looked across the other side of the pitch and then seen the number 20 shirt. Well, Langstaff putting his head on the line for defensive duties there, but he's all right now. You can see he's smiling. Well, we wait for the referee to allow both players to come back on. As the ball's with Ryan Womble. Played forward for Ollie to chase down, but it's Wiley's going to get there and see it out for the goal kick. Both players are back on the pitch now. "19 minutes gone, about to be into the 20th minute, 0-0. No cast iron chances yet, but a very open game of football at the minute. As we wait Willis to take this goal kick. He puts this up towards the big man Reid, who didn't win the header, and it's going to drop to Campbell, who gets it to Ollie. And Ollie played it out to Chapman, Matty Jacob puts it to the top, and Willis had to come out there and put that out. It's been kept in by the right back on the far side, and Gateshead can try and build again from the back as Lewis Story has the ball. And they're applying pressure when Gateshead get on the ball at the back as Ollie has the ball just inside the Alfreton half, turns, lays it off. And now Kedwin Scott on the far side, played through though. Can Macaulay Langstaff get in front of the keeper? He gets past him. He's just touched it too far, and behind it goes for a goal kick. Jumped onto that one there, just his touch just let him down. It was a initial thoughts. His first touch was beautiful to get past the goalkeeper, but unfortunately just a little bit too heavy. Well, the openings are there if Gateshead are prepared to go for them. Well, one disgruntled home fan thinking it's time wasting on the 21st minute. As Reid comes deep to nod it on. He's a hell of a target man as Matt Reid, and now intercepted by Matty Jacob. And just plays it back to Story inside his own box there. Lena Telford's asking if there's any score. It's 0-0 at the moment. 21 minutes gone. As Gateshead trying to chase the ball down. It's going to bounce through towards Nicholson, who's under pressure from Reid, and he calmly plays that back to Chapman. He's under pressure when he did it. And now it's with Story, who once again carries the ball forward. Gateshead very happy with the ball at the feet, at the back. And Chapman now can lay it off to Jack Hunter, who shows for the ball. He's on the left-hand side of the pitch, plays it forward to Ollie. Ollie plays it back to Hunter. Hunter plays it into the centre where Story was waiting. And Story's going to play this ball through the centre, looking for Macaulay Langstaff. His first touch was great, but it just didn't sit up for him. But it goes out for a throw into Gateshead anyway. And now Langstaff gets the ball back from a Womble throw. Womble brings the ball down, gets it back to Langstaff. Can he cross the ball in? He can. There's no one there at the back post, but it was always creeping behind. And it's a goal kick to Alfreton Town. Once again, thank you for joining us this afternoon. If you'd like to join us on the Heed Army podcast, we're doing it on Monday night as a to chat about this game and preview the big game on Tuesday night. So there'll be, if you follow our social media or like our YouTube page, subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll get a notification when we go live on Monday night. It looks to probably be 9 o'clock as it's been pumped forward by Wiley, nodded on by Alfreton as Kedwin Scott comes back, get the ball, and it's saying play on as now Macaulay Langstaff gets past his man with ease. Can he get a target in the centre? Plays the grass cutter in there. Ollie! Oh, got trapped under his feet. How didn't he not connect with that? You'll not get a better opportunity in the box. And it just slid underneath his heel. He couldn't make the contact, and the keeper was grateful just to dive down and pick that up. But you will not get a better opportunity. Wow. But it's better from Gateshead. Last 5 minutes, they've run the box and created opportunities. As Reid nods the ball on. And slip in the Gateshead defence. And it's 1-0. Matty Jacob didn't manage to connect with the ball. He slipped and just seen the Alfreton player go through. I can't see exactly what shirt number it is. I think it might have been number 7. Dale Southwell that scored the goal. We'll confirm that very shortly. But Gateshead, from looking very dangerous at the front, looked disastrous at the back. All in 30 seconds.
Goal centre. Miss goal.
Yeah, it's a very disappointing passage of play that from Gateshead. And, well, do Gateshead have what it takes to bounce back from this one? Alfreton not in any rush to get back into their own half to allow Gateshead to kick off here. So it's Gateshead 0, Alfreton 1. We'll have confirmation on the goal scorer very shortly. But Ryan Womble plays the ball up for Kedwin Scott as Wiley was there, and now it's been pumped forward, and the keeper will just see that to his feet, and now he can pick it up and hit it up the pitch. Well, leftover venison's but it's a bit of a common thing, isn't it? Sloppy defending, again, by the sounds of it. I think it was more unfortunate there as it was Dale Southwell that pounced on the slip of Matty Jacob as the ball come through to him. And so Jacob hasn't put a foot wrong in this game, and if you have a mistake on the edge of your box, that's what can happen. Campbell gets the ball back to Womble. Womble turned straight into a man, and the ball is cannoned off him for a throw-in to Alfreton Town. And we can hear the Alfreton Town fans for the first time down the left-hand side of the Tyne-and-Wear stand. 26 minutes gone. It's Gateshead 0, Alfreton 1. Ball played back to Willis. And the ball's pumped up towards Nicholson, who heads it clear. Headed on by Branson. Womble dinks it towards Langstaff, and the ball just went up in the air and drops just in front of the dugout and bounces off the back of the dugout for a throw at Alfreton, just in front of their own bench. Well, throw taken. Hunter wins the header. Hooked clear by Langstaff, but it's going to fall to a blue shirt. Pumped back up towards Reid, who brings the ball down. Little flick, didn't reach its destination. Gateshead try and get it up towards Kedwin Scott, but the Alfreton defence is there to collect it, and CCA just nods the ball on. And, well, they've got the bit between their teeth at the moment, Alfreton. Can Gateshead ask questions of the Alfreton defence again soon? Chapman clears the ball up the pitch towards Matty Jacob, who nods the ball in, but it's going to be the Alfreton goalkeeper who clears that up the pitch. Story nods it back on. It's went a little bit sloppy from Gateshead at the moment. They've lost their pass and play. They're just happy to clear the ball away, and that's inviting Alfreton just to pick up the loose ball and bring it forward as they do now. It's Evans. Picks out CC on the left-hand side, who nearly, crosses the ball past there, and Gateshead just need to get this ball clear as it falls to Branson. Now they're able to pass it around, and Branson's going through, and that's Peels for a free kick there. Can Gateshead break now as Greg Ollie plays it out towards Langstaff. Campbell was just offside there. If he looks across the far side, there's a man that played over, and Langstaff, his ball didn't find anybody, ball the goalkeeper, who just trots over him and gets that. As you just feel like Gateshead's heads have dropped somewhat since that goal has went in. Willis is in no hurry here to distribute the ball, but he does now. Long kick up towards Reid, who gets the header, but he's judged to a foul. Jack Hunter here, and Gateshead have a free kick. Well, it's played over to Lewis Story, who's on the left-hand side of the defence at the moment. Plays it back to Nicholson across the park. Now Hunter, who finds himself on the right wing, back position, but it's going to go right back across the defence towards Story now as he carries the ball just over the halfway line, distributes it, finds Owen Bailey, who can he get past his man? No, and now Alfreton have the ball to try and bring it forward themselves down the right-hand side. CC is screaming for it here on the left-hand side, but they go to Reid up front, who puts it back out to the right wing. And now the ball's crossed in. Reid nods it down, and for the goal scorer Southwell, who lays it off. Now it comes across to Danny Preston. Passes it down the line to CC, who is offside. That's a free kick to Gateshead. Well, linesman wants it taken from the appropriate place. Now it's been taken. And now Story can bring the ball forward. Plays it back across to Nicholson. Nicholson looks to play it out to the left-hand side. Lovely brought down by Matty Jacob. Lays it off to the captain, Ollie. Ollie with a little back heel to Campbell. Still needs shirts in the middle as the ball goes through, and it's in. No, the ball bounce through. Another fantastic defensive display. I think the keeper must have got a touch to that. It looked like Langstaff glanced ahead on it, but there must have been a touch from an Alfreton player, but it's a corner. Well, Ollie's going to take this here down towards our right-hand side. 30 minutes gone. It's a bit of a grass cutter now. It's a shot, and that was a shot from Langstaff. It just cuts the inside of his ankle, and up and over the bar it went. Well, Willis, he's inspecting a blade of grass there, taking his time, picks up the ball again, moves it. He's in no hurry. There's George Willis. As he kicks the ball, nodded on. Hunter wins the header though. Kedwin Scott wins the second one. Judge Joe fouled the Alfreton Town midfielder there. Sorry, defender. It's number 5, the captain, Dominic Smith. That's down. I think Kedwin Scott might get into a warning off the referee here. Oh, he's... Yep. And he's wanting to speak to Kedwin Scott. Branson is getting in front of Kedwin Scott. The referee still in deep conversation with both Ollie and Kedwin. Doesn't look like there's going to be a card here. And I think it might be a bust nose or a bust lip here from for Dominic Smith. He's getting a bit of treatment to the face. On the centre, practically on the centre spot. So Alfreton Town players taking the opportunity to take on some water. Just while there is a break in play, we can give you some scores from around the league. Brackley are winning 1-0 away to AFC Fylde. Darlington are winning 1-0 away to Chester. And Blythe Spartans are, let's have a little look. I think they were getting beat. I don't know if the score, if it's been disallowed, that goal. But Kidderminster are beating AFC Telford 1-0. Dominic Smith still down at the minute. Well, he's putting some deep freeze spray on his hand here as well. So he's using it to clean his hands of blood. It looks like it's not it's a water bottle, not the deep freeze spray. And surely, if it was an injury like that, you would have to leave the pitch. Yeah, that's what they're doing now. Can't see any blood on the shirt, so I'll not have to change the shirt. But, yeah. Wiping his face with a towel there, so something's treated there. So I'd imagine we'll probably have 3 or 4 minutes of added on time here at the end of the first half. This ball's pumped up towards Reid, who wins the header, lays it off to Southwell, who's on the right wing, gives it back to his right back, who has to chase back, gives it to Branson. Branson tries to play it through there, intercepted by Gator, but out it goes for a throw-in. Well, looks like we're going to get a bit of a long throw here from Claxton. Or Claxstone, it's pronounced that way. Launched up into the box, won by Matty Jacob. Just carried clear, but is it going to be kept in? It hasn't. It's a throw into Gateshead, halfway inside their own half on the far side. Blythe are losing 1-0 to Kettering. It doesn't say that on my live score screen at the moment, so Had heard they were losing. Didn't know if it had been disallowed though. Well, Chapman's clearances just went straight out to play for a throw in, more or less where the other throw was from.
9-2-4. Price of £213 to be collected from room 7. Virtue of application will be accessed.
Well, the throw's taken up towards Reed. Hook clear by Langstaff over his shoulder, but it's going to be nodded back in towards the danger zone. And every time it seems to fall to a blue shirt, apart from that time. And then this time it does. It falls to Wiley, who puts it over the top. Nodded down by Matty Jacob to Jacob Chapman. And he distributes it to Nicholson, who's carrying the ball forward. Looks to play a ball across to the left-hand side, but it's intercepted. He managed to get the ball back the second attempt, but it goes out for a throw on the far side. Gateshead with a good opportunity to work the ball in the box if they can use this throw correctly. Goes all the way back to the halfway line. Story gives it to Campbell. Campbell plays it across the other side of the pitch on the halfway line to Bailey. Gets it to Womble. Womble plays it inside to Campbell, who's playing a little bit deep as the ball tried to thread it through, and Wiley, the defender, was there just to scoop that up and pump it clear, and it's going to go all the way up to Chapman with an assist from Nicholson, who's under pressure from CC. Calmly plays it across to Nicholson. Now Womble's got an opportunity to drive the ball forward. Plays it into the middle there. Ollie's touch. I don't think he was expecting it to come through from Campbell there. Campbell trying to win the ball back. Wiley puts the ball over the top. CC is onside here. Can he control it? Gets the ball down. Nicholson does fantastic to get in front of him, and that goes out for a goal kick. 37 minutes on here at Gateshead International Stadium. It's Gateshead 0, Alfreton 1. Alfreton grew into the game since they got their goal. And Gateshead just looked a little bit rattled as Chapman puts it up there. Womble wins the header. It's been given as a Gateshead throw. Plays it to Ollie back to Womble. Owen Bailey gets it to Ollie on the right hand side here. Can he get across into the box? He's been closed down back to Owen Bailey, and Gates are going to have to play this all the way back. And from a very attacking position, the ball's back to Story in his own half. Now Hunter passes it back to Story. Gateshead happy to have the ball and use possession. As Bailey now passes it back to Nicholson. Ball played back across the defence to Story, who comes across the halfway line, opens up a little bit, carries the ball forward, gets it to Matty Jacob. Plays it all the way back to Hunter. Hunter inside to Bailey. Forward across the far side, and the ball just pings off Greg Ollie out for a throw-in on the far side. Well, we've got, you'd imagine there's going to be 10 minutes, although left, you would think, with the stoppage there. Into the 39th minute. Gateshead managed to get the ball up to Kedwin. Scott lays it off to Ollie. This is good. And Langstaff's on. No, it's just about to see he's onside. He ran onto the ball. The flag came up late. It looked like it was going to be one-on-one. Unfortunately not. Well, the fans behind us directly in line with that. They were convinced that was onside, but from this angle it looked tight. Now, Willis is going to take the free kick here. Well, I know the flag's supposed to come up when a player goes to intent to play for the ball, but he was the only player running through when the ball was played, so why was it that late if it was a cast iron offside? Nice turn there from number 8 for Alfreton, and Ball's shot from the edge of the box through a crowd and out it goes. There's Rob Evans with a good bit of footwork there. Well, Gateshead play out from the back again as Story looks to play this one over the top. Campbell's driving through, and it's going to have to be an excellent ball for that. But Kedwin Scott picks up the loose ball, though. Now it's with Matty Jacob, and his cross was just a lot on it, and behind it goes. You're just sensing a little bit of frustration here from Gateshead players. I think half-time will probably come at the right time for Gateshead so they can get in, regroup, and get back into this game. They're certainly not out of it yet. It's only 1-0, but since the goal, the tide's turned, and Alfreton just been on top. As Reid comes deep and chests it down to Evans, but Gateshead win the ball back. They need to get shirts forward as it's with Langstaff on the halfway line, plays the ball through. Can Owen Bailey get in front of his man? Well, he ran into the back of Danny Preston there and appeals for a free kick himself. And it's a free kick here. Now, I don't know why he's holding his head. There's no way his head got caught there, Danny Preston. No way. It was a chest to the back of the back, running into each other. Well, free kick. Willis, all in grey, the Alfreton goalkeeper. Pumps this one up. You know who his target's going to be. Matt Reid. But Hunter manages to win the ball. Oh, that was a pull. That was a pull from Wiley. Now, surely that has to be a yellow card. If it had been another 10 yards up the pitch, it was bang on the halfway line. He wasn't the last man, but he pulled him to the ground when he was going to get away. Now Nicholson has the ball here. Short free kick taken. Back to Nicholson from Langstaff. Hunter was played behind him, but Campbell was there to pick up the ball. Womble, can he get through to this ball? He can. He needs to control it. He's touched. It was good. Gets past Lan along the line. Can he pick out a Gateshead player? Goes out for a corner. And that was good stuff from the youngster Womble. Very well. Kept the ball in, ran it along the dead ball line towards the goal. He tried to pull it back. Deflected out. Good defending as well, you'd have to say, from Danny Preston. Stuck to him like glue. Greg Ollie whips this one in. And headed clear. Langstaff was just in open space to connect with that, but it was taken away. It's on the far side. Kedwin Scott cuts inside. Keeps going, goes for a shot himself. Deflector off of what a couple of falls back to Kedwin now. Tries to ping it through for a run of a Gateshead player through this, all the blue shirts there, but Willis is there just to scoop it up. Well, now he kicks the ball up the pitch there. Is it going to be kept in by Southwell? It wasn't, so it's a throw into Gateshead just on the halfway line. Passed all the way back to Lewis Story. Plays it through the centre, and it was Evans that deflected. So he intercepted and cleared the ball up towards Chapman, who can give it to Nicholson. Now Nicholson wants players to show for him, plays it through the centre, and Kedwin Scott's being wrestled to the ground again, and that was the captain this time, and the yellow card is coming out. But Kedwin Scott is making life difficult in the last 5 minutes for both the centre-backs here. But this is about 25, 30 yards out, right-hand side of the D. Greg Ollie stands over it. We know what he can do. It's probably within range, but the big man on the far side there, you'd think he's going to put this towards the penalty spot and see if a player can get onto it or towards the back post. Has to be a good delivery with the big men in there for Alfreton. As in it comes, and there was a Gateshead player up in the air, missed it. Another one comes sliding in, and I think it was Ryan Womble who just blasts it behind the goal. But it was a good delivery. It just needed the connection. We're into the last minute of the first half, and it looks like there's going to be 4 minutes of added on time here in the first half. Well, we've got 15 seconds remaining here of the 45. Reed chests the ball down, put over the top by Evans for CCA to get onto. He's got there, he pulls it back across. There wasn't a blue shirt there though, and Nicholson can bring the ball away as he pumps it over the top, looking for the run of the Gateshead strikers. It is 4 minutes added on here in the first half. As that looked like a handball to me, but it went across to the far side now, and they can clear it through Clackstone. Southwell pumps it up just out of danger's way, and that's going to go all the way through to Chapman. Chapman carries the ball out the box there, pumps it up, looking for the run on the left-hand side. Oh, nearly got through to Matty Jacob. It's been pumped clear by Alfreton and nicely headed across the defence by... Oh, and that's a poor ball. CC intercepts it in the middle of the park. He puts it out there. Rob Evans couldn't get there, and Nicholson got in front of it. But you'd hope to see a little bit more accuracy with the passing, as that was some good play by Langstaff, who'll come back to mop up and give it to Hunter. Now it's with... Or back to Hunter from Story. Story looks across. He's got Nicholson to bring the ball forward here. He's going to look for a runner. Instead, he chooses to give it to Story, and Story's got Bailey on the far side. Picks out Campbell. Campbell puts it through the middle. Lovely touch from Ollie. Just over-touched. Oh, he was just going to run into space there. And the Alfreton Town defender managed to just pass it back, and it's been cleared. And now it's all the way back with Matty Chapman. Well... Jacob Chapman, I'm saying Matty Chapman. Apologies, as Kedwin Scott makes Wiley put it out of play for a throw into Gateshead. Dying moments. We've probably got 2 minutes left of the Wiley comes away with the ball. Kedwin judged to have fouled him there. David Cuthbert has put, come on Gateshead. Well, thank you very much for your message. There's a lot of football still to be played here. We're in the dying moments of the first half in injury time. It's Gateshead 0, Alfreton 1. A little slip from Chapman on the edge of the box, seen Southwell go through and put it into the back of the net. And since then, it's been a bit more of an uphill struggle for Gateshead. But they're certainly not out of it. They've created chances. As Willis pumps the ball up here towards the edge of the box, reads the target again, chests the ball down to CC. He looks to try and cross this one at the box. He's got Langstaff there on defensive duties, twisting and turning as CC. He's very dangerous. Lovely defensive tackle from Langstaff and puts it out for a corner. Gateshead are going to have to stay switched on here. They don't want to go 2-0 down just before the break. Well, Alfreton Town player Southwell, the scorer, he's in no hurry to come over and take this corner. Now he puts it in towards the back post, and Chapman was, well, fouled there, and it is a free kick. And you would imagine once he takes this is the last action of the first half. Plenty of talking points. Well, referee still says there's time to be played. Nicholson passes it back to Story. Greg Ollie's dropped deep on the far side there. Plays it forward to Kedwin. Tried to get it back to Ollie, and just the blue shirts just seem to be there to intercept these passes. Now Hunter plays it back to Story. Story back to Chapman. And Chapman's going to clear this one up towards the left-hand side. Nodded on by Matty Jacob, but the run of Greg Ollie wasn't going to be good enough to get there. And that is the end of the first half here at Gateshead International Stadium. It hasn't been a classic so far, but Gateshead certainly not out of it. 1-0 down through that Dale Southwell goal. We'll be back with you very shortly. Just a reminder that there are tickets available to go and see Gary Mills on next Sunday at the Masonic Hall. Go on Gateshead FC's social media, and you'll be able to see when them tickets are, or how much them tickets are and when they are available. But we're going to play a little highlight from when we were talking to Gary Mills on the Heat Army podcast just a couple of weeks ago. So we're going to play this at half time. We'll be back when the teams come back out. If you are new, please do like and subscribe, share the show, and hopefully we can reach more fans that sit in the stand on a match day and get them all talking about this. But Mickey, we'll say we've had a little chat with Gary. We're about to bring him in, but are you excited for this one?
The special one. The real special
The real
one.
special one. Well, I'll tell you what, we're just going to play a little intro and then we'll be speaking to the man himself. Hello there, Gary. Welcome to the show. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here with us.
Thank you very much. No, it's a pleasure to be on.
We're not worthy.
I'm the same as you. To all you beautiful people up there in Gateshead.
Same.
Thank you.
Needs his contact lenses back in, good, Davey.
He does. Gary, as I said, it's a pleasure to have you on. We've wanted to do this ever since you were a manager. We didn't get round to it when you were with the club, and thankfully now we're able to maybe look back at that Wembley moment without it hurting too much. It still hurts, but we can look back on it as a fantastic memory now. But just before we start off, of course, you were going to be the social club now for a second there. The Holly Hill, is it Holly Hill? Holly Hill,
Yeah,
there we got it right. For your book that is coming out. I've got a picture of it here. So there we go. And obviously it got rearranged, but the new date is the 21st of November, I believe.
It is, but it's not Holly Hill now. It's changed.
Oh.
It is now Gateshead Masonic Hall.
Right. So we'll push that. We'll get that out on all the podcasts in the build up to that. So it should be.
If you would, please. Yeah, it was unfortunate.
Get your funny handshakes ready.
Under the arm and between the legs. I'll be doing them all. Gary, obviously you've got the book coming out. And we want to talk to you about go down memory lane about your time at Gateshead as well. But Mickey's and myself have been listening to a couple of the podcasts that you've been on, and Mickey's got a couple of questions that haven't really been asked, and I'll let Mickey crack away with the first one.
Well, thank you. First one is, Gary, who did you support as a young kid, and who were you pretending to be in the schoolyard?
Good question. My dad was a player at Northampton Town all his career. So obviously, when I was really young, he was still involved. Well, he was always involved right through his life. Northampton Town for different ways, and certainly as a player. And I saw the back end of him playing the last few reserve games. So Northampton then, but then Arsenal. I fell in love with Arsenal, and Arsenal were my team. But it's a funny one actually. When you used to go and play over the local park, you used to play with your mates, and you was always and they probably still do it now. I'm not sure, but you was always different players. And Arsenal win from the FA Cup final, Charlie George going on his back. So every time I scored between the two jumpers, I used to jump on my back, and I was Charlie George. And then, you know, which is unbelievable for me. He joined Forest, and I played up front with him.
Yeah.
So it was just one of the, you know, one of the unbelievable dreams that happened to me as a young player. And that's why I called my book Young Millsy, really, because there was so much happened when I was young. I couldn't take it all in. It was all happening. It was incredible.
So what about your career with junior football and eventually getting signed with Forest?
Yeah, just local village team here. Then I played for a team called Long Buckby for 5 years until I was 16. But I played. My dad managed those, actually, that Long Buckby men's team, and he put me in the side at 14. But then I went to Forest at 14 and played in the Central League for 2 years. Trained with the first team for 2 years when I used to go up in school holidays, and I got bollocks, and I got told like any other player from the manager, but he was helping me grow up, you know. So it was just incredible.
It must have been an amazing time, because obviously I would imagine at that point that was when Brian Clough arrived at Nottingham Forest as well, and then you were there, part of the club, seeing the rise, and then ultimately with the European Cup. But you probably get asked a million times, and probably get asked a million more times, what was Brian Clough like?
Well, listen, whatever you think he was like, he was. You know, he had everything about him. He was the nicest bloke. He was the most arrogant bloke. He was ignorant. He was sincere. He was just everything, you know. And that was what he was like. And day in, day out, you didn't know which one you were going to get.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I've done it, and I've seen, you know, your Shiltons and your Andersons and your Francis and that hide in a room as he was walking down the corridor, because they didn't know what reaction they was going to get from him.
So I'm guessing the TV interviews, that was the real Brian Clough. It wasn't just all bravado.
Listen, absolutely, and you know, when I do my talk in 3 weeks' time, or when it is now, at these things, to say, listen, everything he's saying is true, because people go, no way, that didn't happen, no way, that couldn't happen, and seriously, they all happened. It was incredible. I went out there at 14 and training with my first training session, and I remember training with the first team, and I couldn't believe how simple it was, and what things were happening, you know. I'm not going to tell you everything, because I'm going to be telling a lot on the thing, but incredible, and it was the best upbringing I could have ever had.
And
sorry, Davey, there's a fine line between genius and madness, isn't it? That's what they say.
Yeah.
Cloughy fits that to a T.
Listen, absolute genius. You know, that's when you was asking me what he was like, I should have said genius, because I say it all the time. Absolute genius. And you was either his type of player or you wasn't, you know, and if you wasn't, then you didn't last long.
It's hard not to have the romance of football and watching interviews with him. And then I was going to ask you about the Damned United as well. Have you seen that, of course? But was it an accurate portrayal of the man in front of the camera? Because obviously, with behind the scenes, none of us really know. But was it an accurate one, or did it not do him justice?
Yeah, I think it's a difficult one for me, because, you know, I knew him from Forest, you know, not the Leeds situation. So there were certain things in there that I could see happening. But, you know, I know Nigel and his family, Nigel Clough and his family weren't happy with some of the things that were going on there, that we portrayed how he was. So I knew they weren't happy with some of the film, and so they can answer that a lot better than me. But certainly, you know, the medals in the bins and all that. Oh yeah,
Chucking medals, pots, pans.
I could see that happening.
I could. And I never played for them.
Just while we're on about, obviously, obviously played in the European Cup final and won against Kevin Keegan's Hamburg. I've got the team up here. Just some amazing players that you played with. Peter Shilton, of course, Viv Anderson.
Well, that was a little snippet of our conversation with Gary Mills. If you go on our well, if you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook, if you go into our channel, our page, and click on the videos, you'll be able to watch that in full. If you'd like to watch the full conversation, there's also a surprise guest. One of his former players comes on as well, and we go down memory lane with that player. I'll leave it as a surprise if you haven't already seen that one. But tickets are still available to go and see Gary Mills talking. You £25 a ticket. You'll also get a copy of his autobiography as well, and I'm sure the great man will sign it while he's there. So yeah, we are waiting for the teams to come back out here. Temperature has dropped somewhat here at half time. It's pretty nippy, but hopefully the football can warm us up in the second half. We'll notify you of any changes to either side when the teams come back out. And a big thank you to any Alfreton fans as well. Please do message in. We did see that the club's official Twitter did retweet the commentary. So if you are listening, thank you very much. I know we're the only commentary in town, so you're kind of stuck with us. We try not to be too rose-tinted here. I'll call the game as I see it. And, as I say, at the moment, Alfreton on top at the minute, and the scoreline reflects that. So what will we see in the second half? It's all to come from. Let us know where you're listening from in the world as well. And hopefully we'll see you here at a Gateshead game very, very soon. If you're not a big Gateshead fan, but you fancy coming down, hopefully we're going to entice you to come down and be here in the flesh. That's always what we want to do. And also as well, Monday night, we are going to be doing a podcast on Monday this week instead of the usual Thursday. Apologies about there not being a show last week. Just absolutely run down. I've got a family illness that's taken priority at the moment, but we will be on air on Monday on Twitter and on Facebook Live, fully interactive. We'll be talking about this game and previewing the FA Cup tie, the replay away to Altrincham, and of course, unless you've been living underneath a stone, we will be at home to Charlton if we manage to get through in the replay. That game will be televised as well. So both Altrincham and Gateshead looking to have that Plum FA Cup tie live on Friday, the December the 3rd. And I say it's a Plum tie for any non-league club to be on telly at home to such a prestigious club like Charlton Athletic. As Alfreton come back out onto the pitch in their blue shirts and darker blue shorts, they go across to the left-hand side of the pitch. They will be shooting towards the Felon end. Gateshead shooting towards the River Tyne here in the second half. And, well, how instrumental will number 9, Matt Reid, be? He's the target man. He chests the ball down. He nods the ball down. He flicks the ball on. He's up there wearing the number 9 shirt, but he's more than a number 9. He's the man that links it all together from Matt Reid, and he is the danger man that Gateshead will have to try and close down and keep out of this game. But we await Gateshead to come back out here in the second half. I'll run through the Alfreton side if you're just joining us for the second half. George Willis in goal, John Clackstone, Danny Preston, Connor Branson, Dominic Smith, Dwayne Wiley, Dale Southwell, Rob Evans, Matt Reid, Bailey Hobson, and Yusuf Cisse. For Gateshead, well, we don't know if there's been any changes. I don't think there has, but this is how they lined up in the first half. Jacob Chapman in goal, Ryan Womble, Alex Nicholson, Lewis Story, Matty Jacob, Jack Hunter, Owen Bailey, Macaulay Langstaff, Adam Campbell, the captain, Greg Ollie, and Kedwin Scott make up the starting lineup. We'll let you know if there is any changes when they do come back out. And as you can hear from the fans there, the Gateshead players are running back out onto the pitch. We have got a message here from Leftover Venison. Will you be commentating on the FA Cup replay? A bit of a hike, I suppose. Yeah, sadly, I'm not going to be able to make that one. Obviously, in these times, I might have been able to get a lift on the team bus, but obviously with COVID, they want to cut any risk of transmitting anything. You know, anyone could be a carrier. and they don't want to risk that because it would obviously risk other games as well. And to drive down by myself, if it goes to extra time, could be getting home at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and it's a bit far to drive on my own, and a bit expensive as well. We don't make any money off the podcast, and dare I say, spent enough on microphones and broadcasting equipment to be able to bring you this commentary. So unfortunately we'll not be down there. We'll be there in spirit, but we do believe BBC Radio Newcastle are going to be going down now. I would imagine Alfreton have their own commentary as well. I believe they were up here for the initial game, the first round, and also as well I imagine BBC Manchester will be covering that game as well. So it'll be well covered, just unfortunately not by the best. Wink, wink. Well, players are all out there now. Referee's just checking with his assistants that we are about to get underway here. Well, we're waiting for the assistants to finish checking the goals. Well, thank you very much for joining us again for the second half. And we're about to get underway. Well, Alfred can get us underway as Branson puts it across to CC on the far side, and the ball cannons off him out for a throw-in. As we have Ryan Womble lays it off to Nicholson, who pumps the ball up the pitch. Nodded back up by Alfreton, but Nicholson sees it back to Chapman and he clears it out right up towards the halfway line, and Kedwin Scott was having a good wrestle there with Wiley. Well, Ollie tries to turn his man but just ran into a blue shirt, and it's been pumped up the pitch towards Cisse. Up in the air by Gateshead, and the ball's going to bounce out for a throw-in on the far side, about halfway inside their own half. Well, the ball back there to the Alfreton defence was a little bit short, and it's been pumped out for a throw-in, quickly taken, but Langstaff to try and run onto, cleared out of play for another throw-in about 20 yards up the pitch on the far side. As we await this throw, Womble has the ball in his hands. Former Sunderland youngster. It's to Ollie, back to Womble. Womble plays it to Kedwin, who couldn't get the ball under control, and now Alfreton bring the ball forward through Cisse, puts it inside. Now Cisse wants the ball back. Ball down there. It's going to be a foot race between Cisse and Nicholson, and Cisse, he was chasing it down. He just started to lose his footing as he was running towards the end there, but out it goes for a goal kick. Quickly taken though by Gateshead, and now Story has the ball at his feet. Going to put it back across the defence to Nicholson. Hunter receives the ball back to Nicholson, plays it over the top, looking for the run of one of the Gateshead strikers. It's been cleared by Preston on the far side. Nodded on by Alfreton. Now been pumped forward by Reid, who is down on his knees at the moment. He's don't know if he overstretched on that one, but he's back up onto his feet. Walking a little bit gingerly. Gateshead have the ball now. Ollie turns into the centre circle, runs into space, but he's quickly closed down, but he's still going. He's still going through a crowd here, Ollie. He's still motoring, gets into the box. He's still going, Ollie. Go, and the shot deflects out for a corner. And, if you're just joining us, it's Alfreton 1, Gateshead 0. Should be the other way around that. Gateshead 0, Alfreton 1. Early stages of the second half, as Greg Ollie has a corner here. Crosses this one in towards the near post and headed up in the air towards the corner of the box. It's bounced, and Southwell clears it over his own shoulder down the line, and out it goes for a throw in just in front of the Gateshead dugout. Chapman gets it to Nicholson. Sorry, not Chapman. Campbell to Nicholson with the throw there. And now Owen Bailey, who's in the centre of the defence, as he plays it across the Story. Womble isn't Story. Starting the second half well, aren't they, ladies and gentlemen? Mark Fraser, but is Kedwin playing? He is. Now, Nicholson tries to thread a ball through to Langstaff on the far side. Nodded down by, and gets a shot off. Good save by Willis. It was good play by Kedwin Scott. There was a little worry of offside there because he did come back on. He won the header and got it through to Macaulay Langstaff. either side of the keeper, and that was in the back of the net. Well, Gateshead have sprung the home fans into life with the way they've started this second half. Ball kept in by Chapman. Plays it across to Story now. Now Nicholson. Back to Story. Owen Bailey's showing for him here, but he's going to play the ball in the left wing here for Matty Jacob to chase down. He brings the ball down well. Can he cross the ball in the box? Oh, off. Well, I think that was actually a Alfreton throw. It's been given to Gateshead, and Southwell is doing his nut on the pitch there. Had to get his composure back as the ball come through off Ollie, and it's another throw in to Gateshead right next to the corner flag. And Southwell is going to get himself a telling off here from the free. He hasn't calmed down at all. He's absolutely red in the face here. And the referee is telling him to calm down. And I think he might be going to talk his way into the book here if he's not careful. Well, it's a throw indicated here right next to the corner flag. The referee's calmed the situation down. Chapman gets the ball back off Campbell. Nice bit of footwork. Puts the ball in right-footed, but it goes right across towards the other side. And Cisse is going to keep this in, or he doesn't. He gets in front of his man and sees it out. Good, strong play there. Mark Fraser's put big Sedwin to score. Kedwin even. His man will tell us off. Cisse in the battle there on the far side. Here to come away with the ball. Owen Bailey has it in the centre. Is it to Hunter? Hunter was dispossessed there, and now Reid has the ball. Can he thread it through? Hunter comes back with some good cover and play, and well, Reid is judged to have fouled Hunter there, and he's down on the ground. Looks like he's in some pain. On comes the physio, and he's holding his head. I don't know if he's twisted his ankle here. He hasn't moved much, the big man. We said he's a danger, and Alfreton will not like the look of this. Well, Mark Fraser's late to the party. He's asking if Connor Panny's on the bench. He is. Gets to have a three-man bench that consists of Dan Ward, Luke Williams, and Connor Panny. I think we might be going to see a substitution shortly. We can see the board lighting up there. It looks like Dan Ward is going to be coming on for Jack Hunter here. And Gateshead want a little bit more pace in midfield. Well, Reid is back up onto his feet. Seems to be walking all right. He's in no hurry to leave the pitch, as Reid. The referee stopped the watch, though. He's watching. He's not going to start it until he's off the pitch. Well, Reid enters back onto the pitch. Really is a needless rule, that. Well, Nicholson gives it to Hunter. Back to Nicholson. Puts the ball over the top. Kedwin Scott, the ball was deflected and nearly landed in front of him, but the pace carried it through to Willis. And it looks like in the next break of play, we will have the substitution here. Dan Ward is stripped and ready to come on. You may have seen on social media, he got a scare off Macaulay Langstaff. Can he scare the Alfreton defence? There's on the far side, it is Hobson. Now it's with Cisse. Cisse puts it in towards the middle. Lewis Story's there, headed clear. Only as far as a blue shirt. Nodded clear again. Back to a blue shirt, out towards Cisse. Womble doesn't win the header, but he's fouled in the process. And this will see Dan Ward enter onto the pitch here in place of Jack Hunter. Well, Jack Hunter hasn't seen his number yet. Now he has. Great to see Jack back in the starting lineup after an injury-plagued start to the season with Dan Ward about to come on in midfield. 10 minutes into the second half.
Substitution for Gateshead, leaving the pitch for Jack Hunter, being replaced by number 12, Dan Ward.
Well, he's been playing a central midfield role all this season, so it's a like for like at the moment, but Dan Ward offers just a little bit more going forward. The ball's played over the top there for Kedwin Scott. Flag goes up. From here, it did look like he had strayed off, but it's always hard to see from this position. Unless the offside's directly in front of you from the angle you're at, you can never be too sure. But if you're just joining us, 10 minutes gone here in the second half. Alfreton are winning 1-0 through a Dale Southwell goal. And the man himself, Dale Southwell, takes the ball, dead ball, then crosses it across there and cleared off the line at the near post there. And Gateshead now can bring the ball away, but the ball to Womble wasn't the greatest, and he plays the ball off an Alfreton Town player, but judged to come off Womble last. Throw in at level with the corner of the box on the far side. Well, it is Claxton on the far side. He's going to take this long throw right into the box there, headed clear by Gateshead, but there was a foul from Matt Reid, and it is a free kick to Gateshead in their own box. Just waiting for the second half to spark into life. It's now played across the defence to Nicholson. Then back to the other side of the defence to Story, who carries the ball forward. Langstaff with a poor ball straight into the feet. Well, that's great play from Owen Bailey, who wins it back. Saved Langstaff's blushes there as Owen Bailey drives forward with the ball. He's like Ryan Giggs here down the left, but he needs some support. And was he fouled? He was. And that's great stuff from Bailey. Playing as a defender today, but you wouldn't think it the way he drew forward with the ball. Well, this is about 5 yards in from the corner flag. Just as good as a corner, you would think, this one. I think this might be played in with some pace. It's Ollie. So the one-man wall drives back. It does go in with pace, and it headed clear. And it was Reid that come back to do the defensive duties there. And well, Gateshead with a dangerous ball in. But they've got another chance to whip another dangerous ball in from Greg Ollie again here. In it comes. It's going deep. Keeper fists it clear. Campbell slips. And now they can try and bring the ball forward, Alfreton. The CC has the ball, lays it off nicely there, and CC gets the ball back. Can he keep it in? Just bounces off his ankle and out for a throw into Gateshead. Quickly taken. Owen Bailey gives it to the captain, Ollie. Back to Bailey. Gives it across to the right-hand side of the defence where Nicholson was waiting. Gives it off to Womble. Nice play back from Dan Ward, but just too much on that, and Womble couldn't get to it. Throw in on the far side. Well, the temperature has dropped here now. And the sky is going from grey to black on Tyneside. CC nods the ball on to Hobson, but Story's there to block his way. Can get a break now with the ball. There's good tackle there from Clarkstone on the far side. Now Cisse gets the ball back from Reed, and has he got the beating of Womble? He has. He's got it down to the dead ball line. Can he cross it in? Did he keep it in? Well, he did, and it's a corner. Come off a Gateshead player. Yusuf Cisse has been absolutely electric down the left so far all game for Alfreton Town. An absolute danger man, and when you've got a target man like Reed that can nod the ball out there or flick it out there, makes that weapon just that little bit more dangerous. But we've got the corner from the far side. Southwell's over there to take it. As we await this delivery, every player is practically in the 6-yard box surrounding the keeper. We're pushing there. It hasn't been cleared yet by Gateshead. Just hook clear, but only as far as the player on the edge of the box. And Campbell just sticks a foot out and manages to poke it clear. And now Gateshead tried to put the pressure on and win a throw in for the Troubles. It was Preston that had to come over and put that out there. Right across the other side of the pitch and to defend that one. But Gateshead bring the ball forward on the far side. Nicholson. Ryan Womble plays it down the line. Langstaff's there, holds it up. Needs some support as he gives it back to Nicholson. Story, who carries the ball forward himself, gets past the centre circle, lays it off to Ollie. Ollie looks up, he's got Matty Jacob, who wasn't concentrating there. There was a beautiful through ball from Ollie, and through it went to the goalkeeper. Well, Wellis in no hurry to distribute this, but he does now and pumps it right up. It's going to be towards Reed, who nods it on, and his back header goes straight through to Chapman. Once again, if any Alfreton fans are listening in, thank you very much. We're 16 minutes into the second half. It's Gateshead 0, Alfreton 1. Gateshead trying to probe and get the ball around the Alfreton box. There's a ball through the middle there, and lovely defending there from Claxton, who had to stop the oncoming Campbell. It's been cleared out, and the pressure's been relieved. And it's a throw into Alfreton, just on the halfway line. There's Claxton. Claxton, we know he can do a long throw as he does down the line, and it's going to bounce all the way through to Story, who clears the ball back and turn up towards that way. Kedwin Scott won the header, tries to latch onto the loose ball as well. Headed on by Alfreton, appeals for handball given. And this is about 40 yards out. Central on the pitch, right hand side of the central area. An opportunity to get the ball in the box for Alfreton Town. Unfortunately, we don't have a co-commentator today, so I do apologise that he just stuck with my voice. But we have Dale Southwell standing over the ball. Puts it up towards the far end there, nodded on, and it hasn't... Whoa. Well, Chapman was brave there. He took a clatter for his Troubles. He's up though. It was nicely headed back across there by the Alfreton forward line. But Chapman was able to get there in front of any oncoming players. Story plays it to Bailey. Plays it through. Nice little flick there now. Langstaff, can he find a Gateshead player? He can, and Campbell puts it out to the right-hand side. Just too much on it and bounces out for a goal kick. Things that have worked earlier in the season, little flicks and little passes, just haven't come off today for Gateshead. About 22 minutes remain. Sorry, a bit more than that, sorry. As now Southwell, who's on the edge of the box, turns and shoots. Skyward bound was that ball. Goal kick to Gateshead. 19 minutes into the second half. Cross to Nicholson, who takes a touch, carries the ball forward himself. Womble plays it all the way back to Chapman. And Chapman just lays it back to Nicholson. Bank of 5 defenders for 6 now in line with CC back there. Hard to break down Alfreton Town. The ball goes out towards the right-hand side. Womble nods the ball down, but there's a comeback to him. He's appealing for handball. Play to the whistle will be the message from the stands. As Alfreton now break with the ball on the far side. And Bailey got across there, did enough. The ball just trickles through to Chapman. Well, there's been... CC is rolling round here on the halfway line. Didn't see that because I followed what happened on the pitch. The linesman's over there. So if anything has happened off the ball, we'll find out. I don't know if he's tripped and stumbled. I followed the path of the ball. Didn't see what happened off the ball. Doesn't seem to be any appeals from players or anything. Although, don't know what's happening here. The referee is walking down into space here. Out of the way. Is he having a word with Nicholson? Yep, looks like he's going to get a card out here. Is he? No. What's he doing? Very strange here. He wants the ball. So is it going to be a drop ball? It must be. Yeah, there must be a drop ball for... It's clear as mud what's going on here at the moment, but Gateshead took a free kick. Ball played over the top, looking for the run of Ollie. Ollie's there, and Clackstone didn't get to it. Ollie controls the ball, he needs to get some support. Tries to play it through the player's legs, and Chapman slid in here. Now, he did connect with the player. He was on the ground, but I fear there's going to be a booking here. It's only going to be yellow. He's going to assess the player at the moment on the ground. Chapman was late there. Yellow card. For a slight moment, the way the appeals were, I thought that might have been a red. And that tackle happened just near the box of Alfreton Town. So, and well, Southall, bit of gamesmanship, high-fiving his teammate there after he was fouled. So, is it Southall? No, it's number 4, Connor Branson. I tell a lie, it isn't. It is Southall. Southwell, Southall. Just a niggly game at the minute. As Willis takes the kick. Nicely brought down by Southwell there. He's twisting and turning. He's got 2 players around him. He's got support from Clackstone if he can get the ball to him. And it is a throw to Gateshead. Well, that was a lovely first touch from Southwell there to bring the ball down. Well, playing a bit of a pressing game at the moment. Alfreton, as the ball's just hooked clear with no one in sight to aim that at. We throw ourselves under pressure as CC chases the ball down on the far side. Can he keep it in? He can. The man's got pace to burn as he brings the ball back, and Hobson tries to turn. Crossed into the box. Oh, and it was keeper was stranded there for a second. His defender saved them from being red-faced there. As now it's headed clear by Gateshead. And was that a foul? It was. And Branson brought down, and he's not happy. And now he's down as if he's injured on his honkers. But the ball's played on. The referee stopped it now because Branson's went down. Now, well, gamesmanship. That's what we'll say. And now he's sitting down, trying to take the sting out of Gateshead's bit of possession there. The physio, medical experts checking his eyebrows there. As he just sits drinking water on the pitch. There we go. That's all he needed. A little bit of H2O. Jobs are good and he's back on his feet. Connor Branson's ready to come back on the pitch. Referee's saying no. So the gamesmanship's backfired on Branson as the ball's put into the box. Keeper's missed it. Can get to the ball. It's finished off the post. How did he do that? And his appeals, they're absolutely furious of the Alfreton Town players as the player flattened on the pitch. There was a ball to go up for. He come off second best. And now Branson has been told he can come on, but also can the physio. And, well, he's up now. The player that was apparently knocked out, flat on the ground. Well, it's had everything this game. It's had mishaps, it's had a goal. And it's got a bit of gamesmanship. But Branson is this Branson's arguing with the fourth official down here? Or the linesman? It is, because he hasn't been allowed to come back on. Now he's back on. I think the referee seen what he did there to try and, if it's a head injury, the game has to stop. But there was no evidence of any head injury, and the referee didn't let him come straight back on. And now he's starting to have words with the referee, so he needs to be careful. And it looks like Preston is... I think it's Preston that was down in the box. He's all right. He's marching over to the far side with the physio. So still temporarily down to 10 men. As Willis has been told to take the ball back, and he thought he had a free kick. He's informed it was a goal kick. Well, hasn't been allowed to come back on yet. Now Preston comes back on. CC brings ball down on the left-hand side, turns his man, drives into the corner of the box, tries to play it across Gateshead, clear it, but only as far as another blue shirt. Back out to CC on the left-hand side. Twisting and turning his man, crosses the ball in towards Reed, but it was too far behind him, backheads it, but finds Southwell. Southwell has two men around him, gives it to Claxton, who puts it in, and Chapman pulled it out, quickly distributes it for the run of handball there, surely, and it has been given, and he's already been booked, this man. Could he be off? Oh, that was yellow card. It's his defensive partner that has already been booked. And Gateshead, they're trying to say he's already been booked as well. I think he's looking at his thing here to make sure. I think there's confusion. I think the Gateshead players as well have that confusion that I had. There's his defensive partner that had already been yellow carded. So both central defenders on yellow cards. It makes the game just that little bit more interesting. So Ollie puts this one into the box, and, well, there's a little bit of a waste there as the keeper sees that out. And did he touch it? No. Well, this game is simmering. Oh, and the gamesmanship from the defender there. He went to get the ball to give it to the goalkeeper, then just walks away and leaves it outside the box, so the keeper has to go over and waste more time. It's a real shame. You might think I'm wearing rose-tinted glasses here, but Alfreton are a good side here. They don't need to resort to this. They can play football. Reed wins the header, nods it on forward towards Southwell, and Chapman gets past Chapman does well, gets second attempt, gets the ball. And was he caught? He was. I think he's put his body on the line here. And he's all right. He's going to get up. The physio, Chris Bell, was running down, but he's going to run it off. Made a certain stuff in Australia. It's a young Australian goalkeeper on loan from Huddersfield. Plays it back to Story. We've got about 17 minutes of normal time remaining. The ball's pumped over the top, looking for Langstaff on the far side, but Willis claims that ball in the air. And what will the last 16 minutes bring us here at Gateshead International Stadium? It's been a feisty affair. As Gateshead pick up the ball in midfield. Now Ward plays it to Kedwin, back to Ward, but he needs some space, some support. There's a load of blue shirts around him and he's dispossessed. Ball's pumped over the top. There's nobody there. The Story just has time to bring it down, lays it off. Gateshead just pass it around the defence, and now it's back with Bailey. Bailey back to Nicholson. Nicholson under pressure. Gets it through to Campbell. Campbell lays it out on the right-hand side there. Can Gateshead get this ball into the middle? Ball comes in. Oh, the keeper drops it, and it's an equaliser! Kedwin Scott buries it into the back of the net as Willis drops it. And now was the man to put it in the back of the net. Gateshead's number 19. And Gateshead are right back in this game. I said this game was simmering. It's starting to boil. Well, 15 minutes remaining. He scored there on 75 minutes. And the game's back underway on the left-hand side. Womble, his header is going to go out for a corner on the far side. Looks like Gateshead do have another substitute getting prepared to come on. Looks like Luke Williams might be getting stripped here, but we've got a corner on the far side to defend. Mark Fraser's put, what did I tell you? He predicted a goal from Kedwin. Leftover Venison has put nice, and Ian Smith has put let's get a winner, hashtag #SXseed. There's a lot of football to be played. And Alfreton are certainly not at this game as this ball comes in, headed up in the air, hasn't been cleared yet. There's Campbell now hooks it over his shoulder and volleys it up the pitch. Kedwin Scott is in a tussle there. It's fell to a blue shirt and out it goes for a throw into Alfreton. Well, Clackstone is going to take a long throw here. He's going to aim it towards Reid. Reid wins the header, puts it across the box and cleared by Gateshead, but only as far as a blue shirt on the far side, and it's a shot through a crowd into the arms of Jacob Chapman. And he quickly distributes this one, looking for the run on the far side of Langstaff. He brings the ball down. What can he do? He's on the edge of the box. He needs some support himself, but he's still going. Goes for the left-footed shot, deflected out for a corner, and Gateshead turning some screws. The momentum has certainly shifted since that equaliser went in from Kedwin Scott. Well, now Ollie on the far side, looking to put in one of his good deliveries in the header. Oh, fantastic save from Willis. And was that a penalty? Referee says no, not out of play. It's another corner to Gateshead. And wow, this game is absolutely... I think it might have been Matty Jacob that had that header saved there. But wow, this game is really something at the minute. Well, Captain Ollie comes over to take another corner. Another delivery like that, please. Greg Ollie puts this one in. It's a good one. It's headed clear. It's going to fall to a blue shirt and cleared, but Cissé is the man to chest it down the halfway line. Turns Womble. Nicholson had to pull out of that challenge because Cissé would have come down, but Cissé still has the ball on the left-hand side. He's looking for support. Reid finally made his way back up the pitch. Back out to Cissé. Now Cissé just cuts inside with the ball, and, well, an audacious shot there, but it deflected and out it goes for a corner. Well, Luke Williams is stripped and ready to come on. I'd hazard a guess it might be for Langstaff or Campbell. Well, Southwell, the scorer of Alfreton Town goal takes corner on far side. It's 1-1 at the moment, Barry Lee. Edwin Scott with the equaliser. This ball comes in. It's dangerous. Oh, Jacob Chapman just plucks that out the air. Lovely hands. And he throws that out to can Downward keep it in? He can. He's on the left-hand side of the box. Cuts in with the ball. Keeps driving with the ball himself. Lays it into the middle. Finds it's shot over the bar. Langstaff just found it. It was in his feet, and he just seemed to snap at it. But Dan Ward chased that down. That was lovely stuff. He's grew into the game since he's come on, and we're going to see Williams come on here, and it is going to be Ryan Womble that makes way, and I think it will be Owen Bailey that goes across to that side of the defence. And it looks like Gateshead have went with 4 at the back now.
18, Ryan Womble, being replaced by 15, Luke Williams.
So Luke Williams winning his second start for Gateshead after that red card away to Chester, where he coincidentally got a broken foot in that tackle. Goal kick's taken. Reed wins the header. Thumped clear by Jacob. Headed back up the pitch by the Alfreton Town defence, and speculative ball into the middle there. Well, Chapman rolls the ball out to Nicholson, who will bring this ball forward himself a few yards. Still going, just trotting forward with the ball. Dinks it over to Lewis Story, who nods it down into the Alfreton half. He's going to play a crossfield ball here. I think he is. He's looking for Macaulay Langstaff. Can he bring this ball down? Defender just gets in front of him, but Langstaff picks up the second ball, lays it off there. That's lovely stuff. Now Gateshead drive with the ball. Back out to the right-hand side with Langstaff. Langstaff just puts it inside to Bailey. Oh, lovely through ball. Williams with first touch. Can he score? Oh, good save. It still hasn't been cleared yet. Ollie from distance. Straight in the keeper's hands. And Gateshead really, really starting to try and find their way into the back of the net again. Well, Willis in no hurry, as he hasn't been the whole game. Bailey backheads the ball on. It falls to Reed on the far side of the box, and it goes out for a corner. He sees that out. Looks like we're going to see another substitution for Alfreton here as well. Don't know if they want to take it before this corner. They do. We'll see who it is. Well, there we go. It is going to be Bailey Hobson coming off, and he's going to be replaced by Bobby Johnson.
Substitution for Alfreton Town. Leading the pitch, number 10, Bailey Hobson, being replaced by number 15, Bobby Johnson.
Well, he trots on now, and we await this corner to come in. About 8 minutes remaining of normal time, and plus whatever is added on at the end as we wait for this corner to come in. It's going towards the near post, headed on. Oh, hits the crossbar, and still hasn't been cleared yet by Gateshead. Now it can be cleared, but only as far as a blue shirt. Not great defending by Gateshead. Now they can head the ball clear, but yet another blue shirt picks it up again. Gateshead sitting deep. Kids trying to push out on individual players. Now it's been shot and it went wide from Branson. Well, gets it playing out from the back with Lewis Story. Luke Williams nearly scored with his first touch. Now it's with Nicholson. Tried to thread it through, but the deflected ball goes out for a Gateshead throw. Played across to Story, who'll cross the halfway line with the ball. Gives it to Williams. Williams plays it to Ollie. Ollie, little dink over the top for Lewis Story. Lovely control. Now back with Ollie. Ollie looks up. Can he thread the ball through to Langstaff? Langstaff's there! Oh! another fantastic save from Willis. He's kept him in this game, something rotten. And I think he's done himself an injury here. Or could it just be gamesmanship? Because he made a good save and then landed awkwardly. You would hope it isn't an injury, but at the same time, you just hope he isn't just wasting time. But we've seen quite a lot of that this afternoon from the boys in blue. Well, he sits up like the Undertaker. If you watch WWE over the years. But he has made some sensational saves in the last 10 minutes to keep his side in it. Well, there's been quite a few stoppages here. We've had a few substitutions as well, and another one to come on. It looks like Elliot Reeves is going to come on. And I would hazard a guess we could be at 5 or 6 minutes added on here at the end. So potentially 10 minutes left. Well, there we go. Willis has picked the ball up. Now he awaits his kick. He launches it up in the air. Nodded on. Not now can get it. Oh, poor ball by Dan Ward straight into the path of a blue shirt. And Gateshead have given away a free kick here in a dangerous position. Well, we're about to see a substitution come on here. Elliot Reeves is going to come on. Who will he replace? Well, they're taking off Yusuf Cisse, which is a bit of a surprise because he's probably been one of the most dangerous players. And the referees told him to leave the pitch at the other end because he was trying to take the long way, shall we say.
Elliot Reeves.
Well, danger man Cisse is off. Reeves is on, and this is a free kick. I think it's Southwell that stands over the ball. It's about 25 yards out, maybe closer to 30, towards the left-hand side of the box. And there's a 5-man wall from Gateshead, or a 4-man wall there. As we await this one to be taken. He runs up, smacks it, and well, it dipped, but it went wide. 3 minutes of normal time remaining. I would imagine there's going to be quite a bit added on here. Gateshead 1, Alfreton 1. Ball played out towards the left-hand side for the run of Matty Jacob, but the keeper, Willis, comes running over to claim that one. And he's taken his time to wait for his team to get up the pitch. And the ball bounces through. Gateshead still in possession. Put out to Bailey, who slides the ball, and out it goes for a throw-in on the far side. Out it goes for another throw. Kicked out of play by Gateshead defence. Cisse has only just made his way around the pitch now. Out on the left-hand side. Back heel there. Tried to pass it in, but falls to a Gateshead defender who plays it back or across the defence there now to... Oh, and Gateshead miscommunication at the back and needlessly put themselves under pressure again. We've seen this in a few games now. Well, it's a throw from Claxton. We're going to have a Claxton here on the right-hand side, level with the corner of the box. We know who he's going to aim for. The big man. Up it goes, in there. Headed on, and past the post it goes over. Not really troubling the goalkeeper. But over 10 seconds from entering the final minute. Lewis Story.
Modular man of the match today. Number 7, Macaulay Langstaff.
Well, Macaulay Langstaff's been given the man of the match award. But could there yet be another person to steal the headlines? The ball goes through to Campbell, brings it down the box, just couldn't get the greatest of touches on it, and it just skips away and out for a goal kick. And we have just over 30 seconds of normal time remaining. Well, yep. We wait for this goal kick from Willis. Nodded on, but Gateshead managed to win the header, but there's no one in midfield to pick it up, and Alfreton pick up all the second balls. Now on the left-hand side, I think it's Reeves. It's being given as a Gateshead throw on the far side. We're just looking. The numbers are being put on the board in front of us, and there is going to be 6 minutes. I did say 6 minutes added on here at Gateshead International Stadium, so we'll see. We can go into that. We're into that already. Well, Gateshead now playing with the ball, trying to get it up the pitch. Ollie plays the ball out to Langstaff on the right-hand side. Drives forward with the ball. Can he get down to the dead ball line? Tries to win a corner. Does he? Yes, he does. It's an opportunity now. Well, it was 6 minutes. The announcer's saying there's 5 minutes, but it's 6. We'll wait for this corner to come in. Comes in from Ollie. Oh, it's going to bounce back out to Ollie. His first touch needs to be good. It bounces up, and Williams has it now in the. Lays it off to Ollie. Cross box. Another corner to Gateshead. By my reckoning, we have about 3.5 minutes left. Ball comes in, been cleared by Alfreton, and now they can try and break, but they've only got Southwell forward. Now he's got men to give an assist as he drives past Dan Ward, gets into the box, crosses it over, diving header. Oh, he puts it past. He really should have scored. That is a massive miss. He gets a player from the back again. Story brings the ball forward. Ball played across to the far side. Can it be brought down? Bailey brings it down well. He needs some support. Puts it through the middle for the run of... Oh, and gets past keeper. Misses it. Dan Ward has the ball. He's trying to pass it through. Gives it... Well, he keeps a hold of the ball. Gives it back to Ollie. Gives the keeper enough chance to get back into. He's between the sticks. Now Ollie drives forward with the ball. He's still going. Ollie, can he finish it? He can! What a goal! Started by the captain and finished by the captain. He kept running, and the Alfreton Town defence just stood still, and he just slotted that past Willis, who couldn't do anything about it. It's Gateshead 2, Alfreton 1. We've got about a minute and a half of added on time left here. Can Gateshead stay focused and get the 3 points? You need a big moment, and when your captain stands up to do it, it's something special. Gateshead fans are in absolute full fine voice here. Ollie picked it up about 35 yards out, kept running with the ball, and he got to the edge of the box, and he just slotted it home. And the Alfreton Town defenders couldn't do much about it apart from just watch him run. They didn't want to bring him down. They didn't want to give away a foul.
Score the second goal for Gateshead for captain number 10, Greg Kelly.
We've got about a minute and a half left, I think. Here, I've got my stopwatch on. Probably about a minute after the ball went up. So by my reckoning, probably about a minute left, maybe just over. Can Gateshead hold on to this? They've battled to get themselves back into it, and they've got themselves in front. Chapman clears the ball right up the pitch. Kedwin Scott battling with the defender. Does he turn his man? He's judged to have fouled him. It's a free kick. And Gateshead, I think they're going to try and run down the clock with another one. Oh, every man forward here, bar the goalkeeper for this free kick. They're going to pump it long. They're going to aim for Reed. Up it goes towards the edge of the box. Story heads it clear. Back into the box. It goes. It's going to fall and hooked clear there by a Gateshead shirt. And Gateshead can push out now. Well, played off Kedwin Scott. Lovely stuff. And the Alfreton Town bench appeal about Gateshead time wasting. If there was any justice in the world, that was it. But there was still a ball in the pitch when that ball was played forward. And the ball is going to go out for a goal kick on the far side. I'll hope it's being picked up on the microphones here. The stand is absolutely bouncing. Well, we're going to have a substitute here. It is going to be Connor Panny is coming on, and he is going to be replacing Adam Campbell. Another player that has run himself into the ground today. It's been a battling performance. They've had to show grit and determination to come from behind. It's not over yet, but they've certainly showed character today. Campbell still receiving treatment in the centre circle there. And, well, take your time, Campbell. Well, I'll make it. That's 5 minutes now. Obviously, the referee will have stopped for this little stoppage here, but there cannot be more than 10, 15 seconds left. Massive thank you to everyone that's tuned in. But you never leave until the final whistle here at Gateshead. Anything can happen. And the game isn't won yet. What an atmosphere. Connor Panny comes onto the pitch. Now Chapman is going to take this goal kick. I'd imagine he's saying take it long. He is. He's urging his teammates to get further up the pitch. And there's a lot of youngsters trying to get down to the tunnel. They want to be able to touch the hands of the heroes when they leave the pitch. Now Claxton is going to take a long throw. He steals a few yards up towards the edge of the box. Reed wins the header. Wins another one, puts it back into the danger zone. Offside flag goes up, and surely this is going to be a morale boosting, not just for the players, for the fans, for everyone behind the scenes. This is dug deep. And going into Tuesday night, you want a result like this behind you. As the ball goes up, referee still hasn't put the whistle to his lips. And Gateshead now get the ball across to Macaulay Langstaff on the far side. Carries the ball forward himself. He drives inside with the ball. Still going, goes for a shot. Oh, past the post. And the referee looked at his watch there, and I think this goal kick could be it. We're at 7 minutes added on here so far, or even 8, because I didn't get it on till a minute in. Surely this has to be the last kick of the game. And it is. And Gateshead come from behind. They showed grit, determination, and they got their rewards. Greg Ollie was the man of the moment. The captain stood up, he was counted, and he made it count. What an afternoon here at Gateshead International Stadium. A massive thank you to everyone that tuned in. It was a tense affair in the second half, and Gateshead have come away with all 3 points. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring you this game today, and the excitement builds for what is a very important game on Tuesday night. The FA Cup replay down at Altrincham, and it could be something very special if Gateshead can come away with the victory down there. A home tie potentially, potential home tie against Charlton Athletic, one of the famous names of English football, here at Gateshead International Stadium, live on television, if they can get through, and hopefully that will be the case. But at the minute, these boys can do no wrong. They played their hearts out today. Mike Williamson applauds the crowd, and that is just an absolutely marvellous result. Thank you very much to everyone that joined us. Please join the Heat Army podcast on Monday night at 9 p.m. We'll be talking about this game, and we'll be previewing the big FA Cup tie as well. Thank you very much as Landstaff cheese up the crowd. Played his part today, man of the match. Well, we'll stay with you just to hear the applause for the rest of the team as they leave the pitch. And Greg Ollie is going to be the last man with the goalkeeper to leave the pitch, and he deserves his round of applause. There we go, the players are coming off, they're absolutely ecstatic. Lewis Story as well, what an integral part of the defence today. Jacob Chapman as well leaves the pitch. Ollie gets congratulated by his teammates and the coaching staff, and as he walks down, he's absolutely ecstatic, and so he should be. What a way to win the game. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring you the commentary today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Alfreton Town will wish you all the best of luck in the season. You're a very tough opponent, and I'm sure you'll do very well in the National League North. Thank you very much, and we will see you on the Heat Army podcast live on Monday night.